as Zhang Yi gets a brief assessment on the current status of the other bases. He couldn't help but comment on how the other forces are retreating steadily in the face of the zombie tide, with more and more casualties at that. Most of the people are already dead, or even close to the edge of collapsing. And although their sect are of a significant number than the rest, if things go on as it is, then the Snow Worship sect will outlast everyone due to their staggering number of followers. But their current problem at hand was the constant complaints among their followers in the congregation. Hearing Zhang Yixian's assessment of the situation, his fellow member of the sect seems to have caught on how to deal with their situation. And it's a good idea, he said. If they make the people realize how fortunate they've been compared to the other bases, then the complaints will cease. There is no harm without contrast. As long as they think that there are corpses everywhere outside, they will feel that their current life is not bad. Then there will be no complaints against our Snow Worship sect. Zhang Yixian also points out that the reason why the people are still complaining is because they are not pious enough to the Snow Worship sect. Their education must also be accelerated to make them devout believers. In this way, they will understand that they were lucky to be able to join the Snow Worship sect at this time. Hearing this, his fellow believer was enthusiastic about this prospect, and as he praises Zhang Yixian for his sudden enlightenment, he replied that he understands the task and will arrange for someone to do it right away. Meanwhile, Zhang Yi and his group had set off to Tsiyu City the very next day. So as they reached their destination and approached the giant hole that leads to the underground Tsiyu subway station, Zhang Yi reminds everyone that killing the Corpse King is their primary goal this time around. As long as they can find it, Zhang Yi was 100% certain he would be able to kill it. However, everything will be based on their personal safety. Zhang Yi proceeds to warn everyone. Don't go overboard and fight the zombies. No matter how many of those things you kill, there's no point. Uncle Yu, Chunlei, and Liang Yu all nodded in understanding. Everyone except Flower had a gas mask on for protection. Zhang Yi tossed a glowing stick down the pit and told Uncle Yu to go first, who had no objection with it. With ease, Uncle Yu made his way down the pit, surfing on the ice with just his boots. And as he made it to the end without any difficulty, Uncle Yu immediately took a look around. Seeing no one around, he gave the go-ahead for the rest to descend as there are no enemies nearby. The rest joined him soon after, and they also took a look around. Everything was as expected, similar to the expectation of what a zombie's lair looks like. There was a stench of rotten human flesh and blood stains were everywhere. Zhang Yi raised his submachine gun and gave the order to move forward. But after a few steps, they spotted a remains of a person, and from the looks of it, the person was like a couple of flesh away from having only the skeleton as his remains. Seeing this, Zhang Yi commented that it seems that the instinct of zombies is only to eat, and cannot infect corpses that turn into bones. Frightened, Chunlei added that the zombies have a big appetite. After all, judging from the way they move, they must have a need to eat a lot. He then remembered what Zhang Yi told him earlier and questioned. Hey Zhang Yi, you said there are more dead people than living people in Tianhai City. If there are more than 10 million zombies, wouldn't there be nothing to eat? This sudden realization made everyone halt their advances. Zhang Yi thought that Chunlei had a point. A good one at that. What will those zombies do if they don't get enough food? Will these zombies spread from Tianhai City to other cities? They all suddenly made a mad dash forward, realizing the need to finish their task as fast as possible. Hopefully, without any hiccup, of course. Zhang Yi told Chunlei that it was none of their business. Anyway, now they just need to make sure there are no zombies around the shelter. And to this, Chunlei agreed with his reasoning. Suddenly, Flower started growling as he stares ahead, alerting everyone of a definite danger. Everyone got into a defensive stance as a dark streak dashed by. The movement was so fast, making it impossible to spot without paying attention.